Episode number 399.
And I think we're all entrepreneurs, even if you work for a corporation, right? That's one of the things that helped me, even when I was corporate, was realizing that, I work for Me Inc. And
Right.
this is just, I only have one client right now. And that's the client that I'm working for. So because I had that attitude and I kind of took that into the entrepreneur space, I was able to go from, $30,000 a year to 90,000 in 13 months. And it wasn't a sales position.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know where your boy is always fired up, ready to bring you some fuego in your days, nights, weekends, or whenever you are listening to the show today. But after this show, I think you're going to want to know that anything is possible in your life. Truly an incredible story, starting from sleeping in your car, a place of humble place, in 2014 to in 2018, giving away 6 cars and be able to do things at the biggest level. And now living in Medellin, Colombia in the South America. We're just talking about the vibes that out there right now. But showing people that there's basically, you can do anything, anything's possible. And you're also helping people do that by training and helping and speaking and growing. And tell me first, before we get into the business side of things, were you always into business? Do you always into selling things? Or how did this evolve?
So I feel like I'm the oldest of 8 kids from a single parent household. So I feel like you got to learn how to sell because that's the only way you're going to get certain things. So
Survival.
Yeah, survival. I played sports and, so it kept me on the straight and narrow. So I had to figure out legit ways to get things. So I was always selling myself, getting people to let me cut their grass or rake their yard or shovel their snow. And, that's selling. Right. And from there, man, I just, opened up a barbershop right after I finished college and continue selling and getting people to come in my chair and patronize me. And from there, just, kept moving, man.
What, AJ, what team sports did you play? What sports did you play?
So in high school, I played football and ran track. And then in college, I just stuck to football.
Nice. And what college did you go to for football?
Yep. So I started off at a Division III school called Illinois College.
Okay.
And, after 2 years there, I went to I walked on at a D1 school, Southeast Missouri State, SEMO, and earned a scholarship to play. And
wow.
Yeah, it was a cool thing, man.
What position?
So I started off as linebacker, and then when I went D1, they told me I wasn't fast enough, so they moved me to DN.
They put you on DN. Okay, I got you. Hey, that's still a fun position though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had a great time.
A lot of action in there. A lot of action, baby. And so then take me into this journey of 2014 to 2018, because I know I've gone through mine, and it was in a similar time. It was like 2012, 2013 to, 2009 to 2013 area that I went through a rough time with my finances, got in a divorce, was doing all sorts of things that didn't make sense to accomplish the goals that I really wanted. And a lot of times I had to look myself in the mirror. And a lot of times we have to forget, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror most, because we are in control of that, and so what gave you the epiphany of being able to, obviously, where you're not able to, provide for, a lot for yourself, to be able to do a lot where you're giving a lot and be able to spread that. What was it? What was the epiphany? What was the business? What was, where did it start?
So I think when you're in your car, you have a lot of time for self-reflection, right? And self-evaluation. And I think that's something that most people don't take time to do because we're always distracted. And, when you're in your car, you can't depend on electricity. So I wasn't on my phone as much because I can't let it die, right? So I'm not on my phone. I'm not on my computer. Right. I have a lot of time to think. I have a lot of time to self-evaluate and realize, okay, how did I end up here? And do I want to stay here? Right. How quickly do I want to leave here?
Exactly. That's it. I was about to say, like, that's what you're always thinking to yourself. And a lot of times people want to stay there, And then if you're self-aware and see the change, it might not be easy, but there's something that's going to take to possibly move you into a better situation. Or like you said, just not having the distractions, not having the notification, the pings and dings and things that keep us occupied, but not actually productive. If you want to call it, like, we're busy. Oh yeah, I've seen everything. I've seen all the posts, but I'm not actually getting shit done. You know what I mean? I watched all the Netflix shows, but I didn't get my podcast recorded, you know? Unlike me, unfortunately, I don't get to see as much stuff because I spend so much damn time doing family and doing everything I can to maximize my day. Where I try to see a little bit, but I that's where I fall short, guys, is I wish I could spend more time on the feed, spend more time seeing, because I know I miss moments. I know I miss stories and things like that too. So what were you thinking about? I mean, what was it a business? Was it, what was the, if you want to call it, idea that was
So it all started with realizing that, I started asking myself, how did you get here, right? And your mind will give you all types of answers, because you're dumb, because you're stupid, right? Because this is your fate in life. And but then if you keep asking yourself, then you'll start getting more empowering answers, right? It's because, it'll start saying, because this is part of your story. You're gonna help a lot of people out. You decide how long you're gonna be here. Like it was one of those things. And I always love reading about, self-made people. And I realized that, we only talk about the self-made millionaires. We don't talk about the self-made homeless.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I realized,
absolutely.
No matter what stage we are in life, it's self-made. So then it was like, well, if that's the case, what do I want to make myself?
Gas. That was fire right there. What do you want to make yourself, folks? So that was the question at your heart. That was the question that pushed you. That was the question that motivated you in these moments. And then where did it transition to? The business, coming to the website, talking about speaking, coaching, helping people get on stages, talking about getting people the opportunity to get a bigger light for themselves. Talk to me about that.
So that came from, I was doing that. That's kind of how I got out of my situation. I went and worked for a corporate company and started meeting event planners and learning from them and learning the speaking business. And I was, I've started realizing that, no matter what business I was in, because I own a mobile marketing business at the time, right? Like, I'm in communications. If you're the CEO of a company, if you're the founder, if you're a one person army, you're in communication. Right. So I'm like, speaking is something that everybody should be doing, because this is your business. So, everybody thinks, I need to be a professional, public speaker, or motivational speaker. And I'm like, no, if you have a business, you're a speaker regardless. Right. Because I don't look at it as just like the speaker that comes and gives a message from stage. Right. Well, you're your own blowhorn. Yeah. Like you have to amplify your message.
Right.
And if you don't do it, if you don't believe in it enough to amplify it, nobody else will.
So that is the focus then. That's the focus of what you do. That's the focus. Not only do you give people this inspiration, not only do you give people this motivation, but then you also maybe help them set them up with the opportunities to speak on stages too.
Oh yeah. So I know a ton of event planners. I know people have messages, man, that need to be heard. And my thing is, why not get those messages out there? And a lot of people just don't know where to start.
Right.
They're like, I have a message. I have something that could really help people's lives, and I don't know where to start. So I'm like, let me help you get started, because that's the hardest part sometimes, is getting started. And, I say, once you believe that you can do it, then allow me to show you how to do it.
Got you. Creating the bio and doing all the rest, putting the presentation, all that's easy once you get that core message of what you're going to deliver, what you're going to talk about. And let's just be real. This is the most important thing. Be able to tell your story, right? Because we all have our story, and listen too, listen as well. Obviously, like on podcasts, you get that opportunity. In speaking, you get that a little less, but I can still listen. I know when I'm out there speaking, sometimes before all the, the 19 really hit everything and all the stuff, kind of got changed as far as speaking goes. at the end of the day, you can interject with people. You can make it fun. You don't have to make it just one way. I speak for 20 minutes and then no one does anything. You can put people on the spot. Hey, what do you think about this? And you can make it engaging. And there's no right or wrong answer in a lot of cases. And so, especially in presentations, because most likely the person that's presenting is going to have the answer, is going to have the deliverable. But you can make them feel part of that process. Hey, you win a prize. Hey, did you know that this guy just won a prize for winning Starbucks? Hey, he gets a $10 Starbucks. Now people are going to want to enter. Now people are going to want to play the game. Hey, it's a game now, baby. Let's go. Let's play. Let's win. And instantly, I remember doing that in the college setting. You get engagement. You get people, they're on the phone. Hey, you're giving prizes away. Let's go, baby. Let's win. Because the competitive nature in our soul comes in. And that's just one little tweak. That's just one little thing you can do in a presentation, for instance, just to get engagement with people so they're not just sitting on their phones or distracted by their mind, thinking, why am I here, etc. And obviously, if you have a great story, that's going to help too. But that was just one little tactic that I would use, AJ, just because, hey, I want to know people, hey, you're involved too. You're involved here. We're all a community. We're talking together in this conversation. Yeah, I might be talking to you about social media and topics of maybe a business. I've how I started my entrepreneurship journey. And some of the hardships too. I'll tell them the hardships of money and stuff like that, because they don't teach you that right out of college. They say, hey, you get a credit card, do this. You know what I mean? Like, they don't teach you. You make $100,000 and you spend 99.999, you're broke, and no one talks about it. And a lot of people are right now, even if they're making a lot. And so, and that comes a lot of times back to you in the mirror and saying, where the hell am I spending money? Where does it need to go? And from there, come up with a game plan. But then for you, the blessing is, with these new exposure opportunities, the businesses can grow, So by getting the opportunity to speak on stage, I think you grow two ways, AJ. You grow for yourself first, right? Like the speaker, the presenter, like you and your clients to get better every time they do a new show. Every time you record a new podcast, every time you hop on a new event and do it, you get a little better, right? So I think that's part of the value. And then secondly, it's the exposure to a new audience, right? I mean, it's an exposure to, and you're getting to sit in front of 100 people, 200 people, 10 people, whatever the size of group is, who knows? It doesn't matter. 10 people could be better than 300 if they're 10 buyers, right? Let's just be real. It's not a numbers game. I mean, one person, if they have a big enough checkbook, could be bigger than 300 speaking, if they're going to write the big enough deal with you. I mean, so at the end of the day, the beautiful thing about it is you get the twofold of you're growing, you're learning, and then secondly, you're getting this new exposure to audiences at scale now, even with the Zoom and things like that, right?
Definitely. I had a situation in Atlanta once where I went to speak for this organization. They told me 300 people was going to be there, and so I was excited. I got there. It was 11 people.
Yeah.
It was 11 people. Yeah. And I remember I was like, you know what? I'm going to just speak like it's 300.
It's not like it's personal.
After I got finished, I'll never forget, there was a lady, her name is Pauline Key. She walked up to me and she said, I loved your speech. She said, I have a tour that I'm doing in Italy. I guess it was like in 11 months. She was like, I want you to come give that speech on all my tours. And I was like, that's when I learned, like, it does not matter how many people are in the audience. Always just do your best.
Right. So, because some of those factors are out of your control, right? Like some of those factors, you could have blasted on social media, whatever. You could have got more people there. And then at the end of the day, the biggest outcome is, even if you had 300 people and then that Paula lady didn't come up to you, nothing happened. I mean, at the end of the day, for the business, right? Versus 11, you say, hey, I'm going to step up and give it like it's 300. She was like, this guy is awesome because he's pitching like it's 300. I'm bringing him on tour. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the beautiful thing. And I always remind people that when they're starting out a podcast, when you're starting out Instagram, social media, anything, you're going to get validation sometimes by the numbers, the views, the clicks, the impressions, the comments. And then over time, what outbeats that is the catalog, right? Mm-hmm. Like having that deep catalog of 500 shows or 400 shows or 100 shows or 50 pieces of content on, or 50 blogs, let's just say, versus just one. And then that's just not giving up. And so it's the same thing with speaking. Like you can't just get the one speech. You got to go on a tour, baby. You got to start, making this part of your weekly, monthly, yearly goals is like constantly trying to do this. Right. So are you able to then tell me kind of like what types of businesses do you love to work with? Like, who do you love working with? Like, as far as the entrepreneurs or the people that are coming to you speaking?
I actually love working with both. I think the entrepreneurs, what they do is they give me, it's that excitement because you eat what you kill, right?
Yeah.
It's the wild, wild west. And, we're out here and we're trying to help and at the same time trying not to die in the process. So, it's
right.
So I love entrepreneurs, right? And I think we're all entrepreneurs, even if you work for a corporation, right? That's one of the things that helped me, even when I was corporate, was realizing that I work for Me Inc. And this is just, I only have one client right now. And that's the client that I'm working for. So, and because I had that attitude and I kind of took that into the entrepreneurial space, I was able to go from, $30,000 a year to $90,000 in 13 months. And it wasn't a sales position, right? It was like, they was just like, yo, this kid is killing it because I didn't work for them.
Right. And that's the best thing to think about, even if you aren't working for, even if you are working for someone else. Yeah. Right? Like that's the best way to think about it. It's like you're the mini brand, show up like that. And those are the folks that really end up taking over the world, baby. At the end of the day, really, I feel like, and I'm always impressed and inspired by people like that as well, whether it's at a store, whether that's an entrepreneur, etc. Because that's the way to live, baby. That's the way to live in life. Couple more questions for you, because we're about to get into our top 10. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Here we go. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Apple. Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Instagram or Facebook?
I'm still Facebook.
Let's go. Chicken or steak if you're thinking about a good meal?
Chicken.
Laptop or smartphone?
Ooh, laptop. I can write books. Laptop.
There we go. I like that. Spotify or Pandora?
I don't use either one.
There we go. How do you listen to music? Do you listen to music?
I don't. I listen to audiobooks.
Bam! Audible's taking over the world. Let's go.
Yeah, it's Audible.
Audible's taking over the dang world. I love Audible. I'm reading David Goggins' book right now. That guy's incredible.
Can't hurt me.
Yeah. Oh my God, baby. That guy is just insane, baby.
I listened to his book when I did a 31-mile run all through the night. And that book helped me cool. Yeah.
That's the only way you can get through that book, a run like that.
Yeah.
It's his mindset, bro. Like never giving up, baby. Never. Let's go. No excuses. I think about that all the time when I'm pushed to the limits, being a dad, entrepreneur, running multiple businesses, and you only have so much time in the day. You want to be a great dad, spend time with them. You're going to make sacrifices, and the businesses are going to sacrifice, and you're going to have to make time for everything else. Your life, everything else has to sacrifice. And I always think of guys like him, Kobe Bryant, and the folks that just never gave up on their goals and dreams and ambitions and just stuck to it, baby. Movies or video games, if you're thinking about content?
Movies.
Reading books or listening to books? I think we already know this one.
Listening.
Do you do the 1.5 or 2x or any of the speed up versions?
2x.
2x, baby. 2. Woo! We're going to the moon. If you're thinking about diversifying your assets and investments, stocks, real estate, or crypto?
Real estate.
I love real estate because you can live in that, baby. Let's go. If you were to go on a vacation right now, because everyone deserves a vacay after the last couple of years, oceans or lakes? Where are you going to go?
Oceans.
What ocean would you want to go to?
I'm a big fan of the Atlantic.
Let's go. Atlantic oceans, beautiful oceans, the Arubas. And there's incredible oceans out there. When you're waking up in your morning for your day, you're getting ready, pumped, energized. Why do you love being you, Mr. AJ Vassar?
So I love being me because I am the biggest mess up and the biggest accomplishment that I know.
There we go.
And every day I
think about that too. You could always have taken the other road.
Exactly.
And you could and we wouldn't. You would be. I always tell myself too. You could have taken the other road. You might not have been here on Earth based on the drugs and parties and lifestyles of the rock star and famous, or with my diet, I wouldn't have been here because I would have been 400 pounds, 500 pounds, maybe had a heart attack. You know what I mean? Let's be real. And then many of us have those decisions, but now to look at yourself and say, hey, I'm here now. And I because of my hard work and my decisions is what, it makes you just much more of a stronger of a soul in this life, I think. And it adds to your story, bro. It adds to the credibility. It adds to every aspect of your aura. And the thing is, we can't change some of the things that happened in the past to us. We have to just go forward. We can't, save those that we lost. What are we going to do? We have to mourn them. We have to respectfully, grieve them, lay them to rest, and then continue to think about them, continue to kind of keep them in our thoughts and prayers, because we all aren't going to escape this life, most likely, unless Calico has their choice. They want to keep us alive forever, hopefully, but we might be on the end tip of that. Do you think you'll ever retire from the game of speaking, coaching, entrepreneurship, business? Never, baby. Keeping the synapses going, keeping the mind strong. Do you have a routine on how you start your day?
So my routine is actually switched up a little bit. I just turned 40 yesterday. So
40, baby. Me too, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so
1981. Were you 1982 then?
82. Yep. So I try to get up, stretch a little bit, and then I try to sit by myself for an hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
No thought, no, nothing to do.
I just let my thoughts do whatever they want. I don't even care what. I just let them go.
So it's basically a meditation. That's what kind of meditation. People forget that's what kind of meditation is. It's just time with yourself.
Yeah. And some crazy stuff happens.
For sure. I can only imagine.
Yeah. And your thoughts, man, your thoughts will go everywhere. You will think of some of the craziest things. But in doing that, you will get, if you at about the 45 minute mark, you get this runner's high. And
like you see the end, amazing. You see the end of the goal, you see the it feels good. You just feel good. Oh, I got you. I say what you got. You just feel good. I got you.
Yeah, because
you're enjoying it. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying it. You're in the moment. You're in that point where your feet are just going right to line. You're not even worried about, my legs don't feel tired anymore. You've kind of crossed that point. Got you.
Yep.
Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense because I feel like that's how it happens in a workout too. Like once you get to a certain point where you're doing a HIIT cardio workout with a personal trainer, or you're doing something crazy, or you're just working out by yourself, a certain point you're like in the room, you're doing your thing, you're feeling good. And I feel like it's kind of must be the same thing, obviously, with our minds. And you somewhat get that with the short meditation, but I can only imagine having that 45 minutes to an hour get you going. So is there also a skill you're trying to master right now? Something you're trying to get better at?
I'm always trying to get better at persuasion. Always.
Through the word, through written word or physical word?
Through written word right now.
Written word, baby. Let's go. That's a powerful thing. The words are a very powerful thing. The one of the hardest ones to follow on the four agreements is be impeccable with your word. Whoa, fuck that shit is gas, baby. Because anytime you mess up in your relationships, your family, your friends, your everything, it comes back to that. It's being impeccable with your word. Yeah, a lot of times 100%. With the wifey, it's just put that to the side, baby. Just don't say nothing, babe. Yes, right. You're right, honey. Thank you. Have a great day. I love you, babe. Woo! Do you have a favorite app or tool or that you enjoy using in the business or in personal life?
I mean, actually, my stopwatch, my stop timer thingy.
Got you.
Power of an hour when I work.
Oh, nice.
So I'll set it for 45 minutes, and then I'll just focus for 45 minutes, and I try to without all distractions. So that's actually my most powerful tool because that's
just to start the stop timer. Some of the best tools we have are the simplest tools, right?
Yeah. I mean, because that's what I use for my 60-minute. I'll put 60, hit it, and whenever I'm done, I'm done. But
smart, dude.
Yeah.
That's
like, my favorite.
People forget that, like, when you set a timer, you can get a shit ton of stuff done. Like, I know in my stuff, I get 4 podcasts done in 2 hours because I only have this time on Wednesdays. Yeah. And I just hammer it out, dude. Right. And normally you would never be able to do that. And you just say, this is what it is. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go, baby. And bottom line is, if you actually set it up like that, you can just get it done. It's no big deal. It's like, part of life. And if you put that trigger to it, you'll set the fuel to your buns to get it done. Put the phone down, no notification, and put in that power, especially in the morning. Get that power done. The hardest stuff is get done in the morning, and then the rest of the day is a breeze, baby. If you could sit down and chop it up to a chicken dinner, because we got 2 more questions for you. Who would you want to sit down and chop it up with?
If this is anybody?
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, we've had dead, alive, anybody. Celebrities, family,
that's a tough
moms, dads, girlfriends.
Okay.
Elon Musk is the number one person probably because after 300 shows, I could say he's probably the number one guest is Elon.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I could chop it up with anybody, it would probably be Adam, the first person on Earth. I'd be like, what was it like,
Let's go. I know. No shit, huh?
Like, yo, nobody was here. Like, what was that like?
Bro.
Like,
there had to have been like dinosaurs and crazy ass creatures. And you think of like the wildlife. What was that?
I would want to know, like, were you scared of anything? Right. Because
was the cannabis just growing everywhere as well, my friend?
Yeah, like, what all was here? Like, I want to know all that, man.
What stuff was here and what stuff has been actually cultivated? But I mean, it's very interesting. I think it'd be a fascinating conversation and temptation. And persuasion would be on the table.
Yeah. How did you were the first person that got persuaded. Like, how did she persuade you, bro?
Power of the P, dog. Let's go. Well, my dude, I love it. I've had a great time with you. And can we gravitate folks to you, those that are interested in opportunities to take this next opportunity to speak and get engaged? Because I think a lot of people want this, but they don't know how to. And I think that you have a great resource as well. Where is your favorite place to send them online?
You know what? Facebook, Instagram, everything is AJ Vassar, right?
Bam! Facebook and Instagram, AJ Vassar. We'll put that in the show notes as well to make sure that you guys get that. And at the end of the day, guys, this is incredible because you not only are living this every single day, but most importantly, the future is full of abundance, like I always say, all our guests. And there's going to be more and more opportunities for you, my dude. As you get more opportunities for yourself and as you give those opportunities, I know you're going to give more. I know you're going to do even bigger things in your life, my dude, than you already are, which you've already, dude, you went from living in a car to giving 6 cars away not too many years later. And just imagine 60 cars and it's just limitless. And so, dude, I just congratulate you on the journey. Folks, you've been hanging out with Mr. AJ Vassar and Travis, Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today. Do you want to get featured on podcasts, guys? You can be a guest. And that's right. You have a story, and the people, the good folks at I Love Podcasts, that's ILUV podcasts.com, do that every single day. This is a new company, guys, in the space of podcast agency. And they realize a lot of the people in the space it's just a commodity, and they don't care. And these folks care. And I literally love Kenny and the team at I Love Podcasts, and they are doing it right for their customers. So you guys can be a guest on a show. ILovePodcast.com. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Let's go.